Hello, Sassy Sleuths. EvyBugg here, and welcome to another episode inside of Nancy Drew, Secret of Shadow Ranch. Where we left off, it was like a year ago. I feel like I probably have to address this real quick because it's been a long time since I made a video on here, probably around a year or more, which is really unfortunate and it makes me very sad. But I wanted to explain real quick the three main reasons why, and then we'll just move on because excuses are no fun. So, first of all of my recording software just crashed on me and I couldn't find anything that would work. It was just horrible. Nothing seemed to be working. Anyway, second thing is I moved from the east to the west of the United States, so that was pretty big move. And then also I had a baby, a little tiny little thing that takes a lot of my attention. And so lots of big things happened. So yeah, that's why I've been gone for so long. I'm really sorry, but I want to get back into it. I've got a little bit more time on my hands, like a smidge, and also now I finally have some recording software that might work, so I'm going to really try hard to get some more videos coming out. But of course the little thing that needs, food and attention and diaper changes is always going to come first, but I really want to start putting more content on this channel. So anyway, away from the excuses, back to the game. So we got 4 episodes done in this series, but the problem was the 4th episode, my microphone didn't work. So what I had to do, because I lost the game save file, I had to go through and redo every single step that I did for the first 3 episodes to get to this point. And so I thought, well, hey, I'll just go ahead and re-record that 4th episode. One thing did happen that was a little bit different, and unfortunately I did not record it, but I'll try to explain it well, because I don't think it happened in the first 3 episodes that I saw. When I went and put the saddle away, it hit the saddle next to it, and a letter fell out. And the letter was for Tex for his birthday from somebody named Jane Nash, and it said that he was her brother. So Jane Nash, the person who's really mad at the Rowleys, is the sister of Tex. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully my recording software and everything works. I'm going to try really hard to get some good quality on here, but I'm just trying things out right now, so we'll see what happens. So, if I remember correctly from the 4th episode, what we had done was we went and talked to a bunch of people. So I think we're going to go home, and we're going to talk to people, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So here we are at Shadow Ranch. That always takes forever. Let's grab our saddle, and then go and talk to Tex after we put down our saddle. I wonder if it'll let me show you guys that letter again. Doesn't look like it. I put the saddle down and it bumped this one, and then the stuff fell out on the floor, so I guess it won't let me show you again, but that's what happened. Let's go ahead and talk to Tex.
You still here?
You sound surprised.
You and your friends, if they ever show up, you ain't gonna last more than 3 days out here.
Well, I hope you like surprises, Tex, because you're in for one.
City folk can't take living out here. Too rugged, too much work, too dangerous.
I need a rope. Do you think I could borrow yours?
Nope.
I understand you have a sister named Jane Nash.
So what if I do?
I found a pretty nasty letter from someone named Jane Nash in the Rowley's desk.
That don't mean it was my sister. Hey, you've been snooping, haven't you? In the Rowley stuff, in my stuff.
I'm just very observant, that's all.
My business ain't none of your business, and that includes any sisters I may or may not have. You need to go. I'm busy.
Uh-oh. I think we made him mad. So Tex is mad. Let's see who else we can make mad. Let's go talk to Shorty maybe? Oh wait, let's talk to Dave first while we're on our way through here. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nancy.
Oh.
Something I can do for you?
I'll let you get back to work.
See you later.
Okay, let's talk to Shorty. So, Shorty.
Miss Nancy, how may I be of service?
Have you ever met Mary Yazzie?
Course, nice lady. I mean, for the most part. Gets real unfriendly when the subject of the Rowleys comes up.
Do you know anything about the piece of property she's been trying to buy from the Rowleys?
Well, I know she says she wants to buy it because she feels spiritually drawn to it, but I think she's got something up her sleeve. Oh, Nancy, it's great having you here. I mean, I like to talk, you know? I like to converse, to debate, to discuss.
Most people think I'm too nosy.
You're not nosy. Me neither. People like you and I are fascinated by the human condition, that's all. So, who else do you want to talk about?
Nobody really.
Oh dear.
Well, I'd better get going.
Pleasure talking to you.
Oh dear. Let's not be so nosy. Come on. Okay, maybe we need to call some people, so let's try that. Let's see. Bess, Charlene. Oh, let's call Charlene Purcell.
Charlene Purcell's office.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. May I please speak to Miss Purcell?
Concerning?
I'm staying at a ranch in central Arizona, and since she knows so much about the history of Arizona, I thought maybe she could answer some questions for me.
Questions concerning?
Well, I came across a very old trunk that might contain stuff that has to do with these people named Dirk Valentine and Francis Humber. Only I can't open it.
Did you say Dirk Valentine?
And his girlfriend, Francis Humber, yes.
Huh. Oh, would you hold, please?
Thank you for holding, and thank you for calling the office of Charlene Purcell. Miss Purcell's latest novel, Like Wind Through My Heart, was an instant bestseller. And like so many of her novels, it recently received the Catherine Coop Award for Historical Excellence. Reading a Charlene Purcell novel is like traveling through time to the Old Southwest on the wings of love.
This is Charlene. Who is this again?
Nancy Drew?
Tell me about the trunk you found.
Well, the lock seems to have something to do with this image that's engraved on the trunk right above it.
Describe the image.
It's this kind of abstract design made up of hearts and doves, and the initials E.H. and A.H.
E.H. would be Eldridge Humber, and A.H. would be Abigail Humber, Francis Humber's grandparents. The picture no doubt commemorates their wedding day, which was April 9th, 1811.
April 9, 1811, maybe that'll help us open the trunk? Let's see.
How will knowing that help me open the trunk?
You got me. In the course of my research, I've only read about the trunks Merrill and Eldridge Humber handcrafted. I've never actually opened one. However, I've been running across fascinating tidbits concerning the Humber family and stashing them away for years. When I have enough tidbits stashed away, I may well write a book about them.
Then you'd probably be very interested to know what's in this trunk.
Yes, I would. And since I've helped you, or tried to, it's only fair that you help me, don't you think?
Sure, I'll keep you posted. Did I mention that I'm staying at Shadow Ranch?
This just gets better and better. I'll tell my assistant to put your calls through immediately. By the way, why are you so interested in the Humbers?
Knowing more about them and what happened in the past may help me figure out something that's going on in the present. I'm kind of a detective.
That makes two of us. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay, cool. Who else can we talk to? Should we talk to Bess, Frank? Oh, Frank and Joe. Sorry, Joe. Frank and Joe. The Rowleys, maybe. Let's give the Rowleys a call.
Hello?
Hi, Mrs. Rowley. It's Nancy again.
Hi, Nancy. It's Nancy.
I can hear that.
How is Mr. Rowley doing?
Let's get something straight right now. Even though we're Bess and George's aunt and uncle and not yours, I want you to call us Aunt Bet and Uncle Ed too. Got that?
All right.
Good. Now, what was the question?
How is Uncle Ed doing?
Well, he's running a slight fever, so the doctors are a little concerned.
Oh, I'm fine.
They're going to keep him here overnight, just to make sure he isn't developing some kind of infection. Oh, but enough about us. How are you doing?
Oh, wow, there's so much we can say. Let's say this one.
It doesn't look like Bess and George are going to get here today.
That's too
Doesn't look like
bad.
they're getting
Why
here.
not?
Their plane had to land in Omaha because of mechanical problems. They don't know when they'll be taking off.
So, you'll have all those cowboys to yourself for a while. That Dave is pretty cute.
He seems a little standoffish.
Oh, he's just a little bashful. He'll warm up to you. He's quite a handyman. Very trustworthy.
Let's say about the letter
I delivered
first.
that envelope to Mary Yazzie like you asked. She seemed a little upset when she read that you'd turned her down.
Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint her, but if we sell that property to her, it would send a signal to other would-be buyers that we're interested in selling the ranch off bit by bit, and we're not.
Is that the first time she's tried to buy it from you?
She's been after us to sell it to her practically since the day we arrived. That was her first formal offer. I guess she thought if she put it in writing, we'd accept.
Why does she want it so bad?
I have no idea. The parcel she wants to buy is nowhere near her store, and there's nothing but rocks on it. Maybe someone else there at the ranch knows, but we sure don't.
I heard about the phantom horse. Was last night the first time it showed up?
As far as I know, it was the strangest thing. Shorty kept babbling about how it was the ghost of the horse that belonged to some outlaw.
Dirk Valentine?
But that was right after Ed got himself bit, and we were all running around trying to get him into the truck to take him to the hospital, and I really wasn't paying much attention.
Do you have any idea how that snake got into your room?
None at all. We heard the horse come galloping up, so we jumped out of bed and ran outside to look. When we came back, there it was, right there on the floor by the bed.
Has that ever happened before?
No, and if it ever happens again, well, it just won't, that's all.
Why do you have a painting of Frances Humber?
I just thought it would give the den some character, that's all. I found it in the tack room under a pile of junk.
So the former owners left behind a lot of stuff?
I swear, it's like no one who lived at Shadow Ranch ever bothered to take their things with them when they left. When we moved in, the place was literally full of junk.
Was any of it valuable?
I don't think so. I mean, to me, it all looked like junk, so I got rid of it. I sold most of it to Mary Yazzie. She gets a lot of antique collectors in her store. Some things I kept, like Frances's favorite recipes.
And that ridiculous blanket chest. You insisted on keeping that.
Oh, yes, and I kept that triangular-shaped chest in the den. It used to belong to Merrill Humber. He was Frances's father. And I figured since I was keeping that picture of Frances, it was only fair that I keep something of his.
What kind of logic is that?
Oh, hush.
I'll be in touch.
Say goodbye to Nancy.
Goodbye to Nancy.
Say goodbye to Nancy. Goodbye to Nancy. Okay, who should we call next? Okay, maybe we should call Frank and Joe, maybe? Let's see.
What is it this time?
Excuse me?
Nancy! Hi! Sorry, I thought you were somebody else.
Who'd you think I was?
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Frank.
I thought you were this guy we're doing some work for.
You guys are on a case? That's great.
No, it's not. Turns out the guy is a bit neurotic.
What do you mean?
He wants us to track down his missing laptop. He left it in a restaurant.
Only he keeps calling us.
Yeah, like every 2 minutes.
He's become a real nuisance.
Maybe you should just quit.
Can't.
Why not?
The guy's filthy rich, and if we find that laptop, he said he'd make us filthy rich.
But the real reason we can't quit is he's the son of our mother's best friend.
Yeah, if we quit, we'd never hear the end of it. Uh-oh, we've got another call.
Let him leave a message for the 9 millionth time. So, Nancy, tell us about the ranch.
That's funny. Son of our mother's best friend sounds like an insult. You're such a son of our mother's best friend. Okay, let's see. Let's see this one.
The Rowleys aren't here because Mr. Rowley was bitten by a rattlesnake last night.
Whoa! How bad off is he?
He's still in the hospital, but they think he's going to be okay. And that's not all that happened last night.
We're listening.
Apparently, this glowing horse came running up to the ranch house, caused everybody to go rushing out to look, then went racing off into the night.
We get nut jobs who can't keep track of their computers. And what does Nancy get? Horses that glow in the dark. I mean, I know life isn't fair, but this is ridiculous.
Now, is it just me or does Frank sound like annoyed? Like, I don't know. He sounds annoyed. I hope he's not annoyed with us. Come on, Frank.
There's a secret compartment at the back of the blanket chest in the den. Any hints as to how to open it?
Well, those 3 holes suggest you're going to need 3 square bottom keys. Find them, stick them in.
Then look to Father Time for direction.
Father Time.
I'd love to see what's inside this old trunk at Mary's, but I need a hint when it comes to opening it.
The key to this is probably pretty square.
Which way do you turn the key? That's the question.
I'll bet that hearts and doves and initial stuff that's carved in the trunk is the real key.
You've got a trunk that probably dates back to the Old West, and a carving that suggests romance. Sometimes the only way to book some answers is to call an expert.
Catch you later.
See you, partner.
Ride 'em, cowgirl.
Okay, who else can we call? Let's see, we called Charlene, Frank, the Rowleys. We still need to call a sheriff and Bess. I don't think we need to call home. I think we're fine.
Hernandez.
Hi, are you the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm staying at Shadow Ranch.
Oh, yeah, how's that doing?
You heard what happened to him?
Of course, I'm the sheriff. I hear everything. You gonna pull through?
It looks that way, yes. They're going to keep him in the hospital for a day or two just to be sure.
Good, that's good. Only met him a couple of times, but I liked him. He and his wife, what's her name?
Bet, short for Elizabeth.
They seem real determined to make a go of that place. I like that. So, what can I do for you?
Did you hear about the phantom horse that showed up at Shadow Ranch last night?
Did you say phantom horse?
Just before Ed was bitten by that snake, this glowing horse came galloping up outside, then went galloping away.
Glowing horse? Sounds to me like somebody's playing a joke. Friend of Shorty's, I'll bet, trying to get a rise out of him, and probably succeeding knowing Shorty.
Do you know most of the men who work at Shadow Ranch?
I know 'em all. That doesn't mean I'm best buddies with them, but it's a pretty small world out here, and I've either known or known of those boys for years.
And they're all stand-up guys, as far as you know?
I'd vouch for every single one of them.
Thanks for your help.
You bet.
Thanks for your help. Okay, now let's call Bess and see if they're on their way. Did they get a plane? Come on, guys.
Hello?
Hey, Bess.
Hey, Bess.
Nancy, our link to the world of excitement and intrigue and decent food. What's the latest?
I finally went for a trail ride.
You went horseback riding?
I rode to this store that this woman named Mary Yazzie owns. She seems to have a bit of an attitude problem when it comes to the Rowleys. Apparently, she wants to buy some land from the Rowleys that they don't want to sell.
What's on the property?
According to the Rowleys, nothing but rocks. They just don't feel like selling it to her or to anyone else.
She may have an ulterior motive. And where there's an ulterior motive, there's almost always a suspect.
I'd love to see what's inside this old trunk at Mary's, but I need a hint when it comes to opening it.
Those 3 holes must be some kind of lock. Maybe you need to find 3 square-bottom keys. Figuring out which direction to turn each of them could be tricky, though. Maybe that romantic hearts and doves design has something to do with it. Let's see. Who could you call that would know something about things that are old?
Well, we
and
already
things that are
figured that
romantic?
That's it for now.
Have fun. Wish you were here. Kidding.
So the date must definitely have something to do with that. Okay, I think that's everybody that we can talk to at the moment. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you did like this video, and we'll see you next time when we will be trying to figure out how to open this and the trunk at Mary Yazzie's and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll see you next time. Bye!